No public speakers, so we're all right there.
We're now live.
Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome to this December Planning Committee with just one item on the agenda after the formalities. Can I have... first of all, welcome to our new members, Mary Temperton and Donna Pressland. Thank you for coming in, and we have one member online, I think, Gareth Barnard. And
Good evening, Trish. Welcome. Thank you. I'm happy joining the meeting and I can hear what's going on. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Do we have any apologies?
I've received apologies from Councillor Penfold.
Thank you. No visiting members, so we're okay there. Can we have a look at the minutes of the last meeting? Oh, Jenny's just arrived. Lovely. That's okay. Oh dear. Thank you for coming in. You haven't missed much yet. Great. Having a look at the minutes of the last meeting. Can we have any comments or questions? So nothing. I move that those be accepted as a correct record. Thank you, Councillor Mackenzie Boyle. All those in favour? Thank you. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's unanimous.
Great, lovely. Declarations of interest. Members are asked to declare any disclosable pecuniary or affected interest in respect of any matter to be considered at this meeting. Any member with a disclosable pecuniary interest in a matter should withdraw from the meeting when the matter is under consideration and should notify the Democratic Services officer in attendance that they are withdrawing as they have such an interest. If the disclosable pecuniary interest is not entered on the register of the member's interests, the monitoring officer must be notified of the interest within 28 days. Any urgent items of business?
Non-notified, Chair.
Thank you. So we proceed to the business of the meeting. Beach House on the London Road. We have Carly Cousins reporting. Thank you. Would you like to do the report? Thanks.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening. I am Carly Cousins. I'm the planning officer for this case. Thank you, Pasha. This application relates to Beach House. Beach House is a care home which specialises in dementia care. It is a 3-storey building which has been extended over the years since becoming a care home. Beach House is located on London Road in Binfield. This is a retrospective application seeking advertisement consent for the display of 2 illuminated signs. The signage is erected in one position at the entrance to the site. It is double-sided and counts as 2 signs. This retrospective application requests approval for the replacement and relocation of the previous advertisement sign, which was located on the amenity strip to the front of the application site. It was brought to my attention today, and I checked on site and can confirm that the poles of the original advert sign have since been removed. The new double-sided illuminated sign is now located behind the existing boundary fence by the entrance. The application is being considered by the Planning Committee as more than 5 objections have been received from nearby neighbours and Binfield Parish Council. I would like to draw members' attention to the supplementary report which contains amended set times for the illuminants. As the poles have been removed now, I have removed the informative because it will be no longer required. The site is located within the settlement boundary. The application has been amended since first submission as the position of the sign was found to conflict with the parking layout as approved by planning application 22.00.801/full, which was for various extensions to the care home. And as such, this retrospective application could not be approved until such time that the parking signage conflict was rectified. The amended parking layout has only recently been approved under planning application 24.00.493/full, and therefore the application for advertisement consent can now be progressed. The total height of the V-shaped advertisement sign, including the supporting poles, is 2 metres. The depth is 1.221 metres, and the advertisement boards are 0.92 metres in height. The objections raised are neighbourly due to excessive brightness, light pollution, light source visually obtrusive, the light is out of keeping with the character of the area, unsightly within the street scene. Amendments have been sought to reduce the illuminance following concerns raised. They are now in accordance and well below the standards as specified by the Institution of Lighting Engineers report. Furthermore, there are other commercial premises with similar signage and illumination along the street scene, such as Fines, Bailiwick Hotel, Moor Cottage Vets, and a Travel Lodge Hotel. The proposal is now being considered to be satisfactory in terms of amenity and public safety, with the illuminance level and times being secured by condition. Finally, the recommendation is for approval subject to the conditions and informative contained on 36 and 37 of the agenda. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for our officer, please? No questions at all? Councillor Virgo.
Sorry, Chairman, I'm trying to think of one. I thought that would amuse my colleagues. I suppose I would like to ask, sorry, Officer Carley, you said there are other signs along the road, but these are presumably different signs, aren't they? They're hotel signs, or can you just explain what you've seen?
We do have a number of photos in the agenda, I think, don't we?
Thank you for your question. So this is the illustration from Fines Bailiwick Hotel, which is just a couple of doors down from Beach House. And then going past this hotel, keep going in that direction towards Bracknell, there's Moor Cottage that has similar signage, more like the this hotel sign. And then if you go up the other way towards Binfield, there's quite a big sign from the Travel Lodge Hotel, so they are similar in terms of like illuminance and size of signage in that sense. So yes, there is similar signage with illuminance along that street.
Could I have a supplementary then? Are they illuminated till 7 o'clock in the morning? So they're on all night?
I don't know that question, sorry.
I just rather thought that... I'm summarising, I shouldn't.
No, that'll do. I must admit this was a new one to me, and I was asking about the levels of illumination. Have we had objection? We haven't had objections since the illumination was changed, have we? No. Any other questions?
Can I just confirm then, because it says 6.3 reconsultation was undertaken on the basis of the amended plan, so you're saying nothing came back after that? They didn't say this is fine, they just didn't respond?
Thank you for your question. One of the objectors did email since the reconsult, but it didn't change her objection.
Thank you.
Okay, so they've all had the opportunity to. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Chair. I note from the photographs that the previous sign, I think, was also illuminated. Do we know how this compares to the illumination of the previous sign?
We do in terms of showing the photos of before and after. So if you look on the screen now, that was the sign prior to the current one now. But we're not sure what the level was.
Councillor Virgo.
Chair, can I just be absolutely sure, because I'm confused. Is the sign kind of lit, like there's illuminated fluorescent lights in the sign? So is that how the sign is? I don't quite, or is it just a light on top of, backlighting on the sign?
Thank you. It's an internally illuminated sign.
Right. Any more? Nothing online? No? Well.
No questions, thanks. Madam Chairman, no questions.
Thank you. Thank you for that confirmation. Right. Well, debate. I move that this be accepted. The recommendation is accepted. Do I have a seconder? Oh, we've got two. We have. Do you want to? Jen?
I'll second, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone wish to speak? Councillor Mackenzie Boyle.
Thank you very much. Over here. There we are on this one. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm not to be able to support this. It's going to look like a Las Vegas strip with all the lights all along. So I've got a feeling that we've got to think about what other care homes do. St Brendan's, that's not illuminated on the Sandhurst Road, not illuminated. And I would assume that if anybody needs to go to this establishment, if it has to be taken by ambulance, the ambulance wouldn't necessarily know where they're going. So I really can't support this. Sorry.
Thank you. Councillor Penfold.
I have had cause to find this home when I was going to their Christmas last year. I think it was dusk early evening. It's actually very difficult to find. I drove up and down London Road a couple of times. Ambulances tend to come from a whole variety of places, and although they might have a postcode, I think it needs some signalling at night. Maybe the level can be, is debatable, but the fact that they do need the sign.
Thank you. Councillor Virgo.
Chairman, I see the point. However, I think ambulances are pretty good at finding places, but I find that strange to believe. But anyway, the thing that I think is wrong is that this could be done by backlighting the sign. In other words, putting light on the sign, which doesn't reflect anywhere. It just means you can see the sign. As soon as you put an illuminated sign, it becomes something else, an advertising almost. So I don't think I can support it, actually, in its present form. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Collins, please.
Having driven out to look for this sign, which unfortunately has been switched off, so I couldn't see how bright it was, the businesses at Amen Corner, the traffic lights on the London Road are very brightly lit, I feel, and therefore they're no different to the proposal for this one. The hotel is also quite brightly lit. I think I agree with Councillor Penfold that it is very difficult to spot without any sort of illuminated sign, and therefore I think I will be supporting this application.
Thank you. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Chair. I think I agree with my colleagues that it does feel potentially a little bit garish, but as always with this committee, that our role is to judge this on a policy basis, and I don't see any basis in our planning policies just because we maybe don't personally subjectively like the sign that we could actually object to it. And the officers have been quite clear that the levels of illuminance are compliant with the technical requirements. It would have been helpful to understand how it compared to the illumination of the previous sign. However, I do apologise, I didn't think of that question earlier. Didn't give the officer time to check that. But yeah, I think overall, I'm not hearing a valid policy reason to object to it. So whilst I'm not a massive fan of this kind of illuminated sign in a location like this, I don't think there's any real basis to object to it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Pete? Oh, sorry, Councillor Brewer.
Yeah, I know this area quite well. I used to live with the post up there a few years ago. Most of the houses are set back from the road. And when I was doing the post up there, very few of them had actually named their names on the gates. So if someone's visiting somebody in the care home, they might find it quite hard to find. So I think a large sign, it would be helpful for people to see. So.
Thank you. Anyone else? No. Then forced me to have a little talk, sum up, whatever. So our considerations show that we're a bit split on this. However, I think that the sign is necessary. They do need doctors and other professionals to be able to find the place very quickly on occasion, considering what happens there. I think that's very important. We also, I believe, were told that the original illumination was about 400, whatever it was, foot something, I've forgotten.
Candela per square metre.
Foot candela per square metre. And it's now about 200 foot candelas per square metre. So it is a whole lot less bright than it was. I do not believe it'll be garish. It's set back now, not in front of the fence. It won't impair any visibility on the highway, which I think it could have done before. So I'm very much in favour of this going ahead. So can we take a vote on this, please? Those in favour? And those against? Thank you. Any?
That's 9 in favour and 2 against, therefore it is carried.
Thank you very much. Well, that is the end of our planning meeting for the month of December. Thank you very much for attending. Thanks.